Did Prince Harry and Meghan Markle just experience one of their most awkward public moments yet? And could it signal a bigger problem? Because what happened at Sundance wasn't loud, dramatic, or explosive. It was quiet. And that silence is exactly what has people talking. For a couple once guaranteed to pull massive attention wherever they went, this moment caught even long-time watchers off guard. And the ripple effects didn't stop once the lights went down. But to understand why this matters, we need to rewind to what was supposed to happen. The Sundance Film Festival has long been a safe space for prestige projects. When a film backed by A-list names premieres there, packed theatres are almost a given. So when Prince Harry and Meghan Markle arrived to support Cookie Queens, a documentary tied to their Archewell brand, expectations were high. This wasn't just another screening, it was meant to be a moment. Except, it didn't quite land that way. Reports quickly surfaced that the screening didn't sell out. Photos and eyewitness accounts pointed to visible empty seats, something almost unheard of for celebrity-attached events at Sundance. On its own, that might not seem devastating, but in Hollywood, perception is everything. And this time, the optics didn't favour the Sussexes. Almost immediately, headlines started circulating using phrases like "fall from grace," a term that grabbed attention fast and split opinion just as quickly. Some critics argued this showed declining influence. Others pushed back hard, calling the coverage exaggerated and unfair. But here's where things get more complicated. At Sundance, attendance isn't just about ticket sales, it's about buzz. It's about lines wrapping around the block. It's about word-of-mouth energy spilling into other screenings. And according to multiple reports, other films at the festival had exactly that: sold-out rooms and standing-room-only crowds. That contrast made Cookie Queens stand out in a way no one expected. The documentary itself wasn't controversial. It focused on American Girl Scouts, community and empowerment, themes closely tied to Meghan's personal interests and public image. In fact, the project aligned perfectly with the couple's stated mission: uplifting stories, social good, positive messaging, which made the muted response even more confusing. Some observers suggested the topic may have been too niche for Sundance's crowd. Others speculated that festival goers are simply more selective than they used to be. And then there were those who believed the Sussex name no longer carries the same automatic draw it once did. None of that is confirmed, but the conversation alone says a lot, because this moment didn't happen in isolation. Over the past year, reports have pointed to turbulence around Archewell's media ambitions. A Netflix lifestyle project tied to Meghan was quietly dropped. Staff changes and downsizing rumours followed. While none of this means the brand is collapsing, it does suggest momentum hasn't been as smooth as originally expected. And when momentum slows, every public appearance suddenly carries more weight. Fans were quick to defend the couple, calling the flop narrative unfair and even misleading. Some argued that Sundance attendance fluctuates and that empty seats don't equal failure. Others pointed out that Harry and Meghan didn't heavily promote the screening, which could explain the turnout. Still, critics weren't convinced. They questioned whether the couple's media projects are connecting with audiences anymore, or if fatigue has finally set in. Not anger, not backlash, just indifference. And in entertainment, that's often the hardest thing to come back from. But even that theory isn't airtight. Because despite the headlines, Harry and Meghan remain two of the most talked about figures in modern royal history. Every move they make still generates reaction, positive or negative. And sometimes the loudest narratives come not from facts, but from expectations colliding with reality. So was this truly a fall from grace? Or was it simply a moment where the spotlight didn't shine as brightly as expected, and people rushed to fill the silence with conclusions? That's the real question, because one quiet screening doesn't end a career. But it can expose something deeper: a shift in public mood, a change in cultural attention, or just a reminder that even the most famous names aren't immune to an unpredictable audience. And what happens next, not what happened at Sundance, may matter far more.